Good Thursday morning, everybody. Chris Allen with your weather podcast for this May 2nd. We are looking at, unfortunately, potential for more heavy rain to move back into the region. We've had enough, frankly. As I was telling you yesterday, you're running way above normal for the month of April. And, of course, last weekend we got a lot more rain than expected. Here in Warren County and around the Bowling Green area, some 4 inches of rain just from that weekend rainfall that we had Saturday and Sunday. And the forecast is looking for not quite a repeat, but at least maybe some 2 to 3 inch rainfall potential coming our way once again. And, you know, there's still a lot of standing water out in the fields. Farmers can't get out there and do what they need to do. It hasn't dried up enough in some cases. I noticed yesterday, even with the sun shining, and as many days as have passed since the weekend, there's still some flooded fields or muddy fields, and, well, you just can't get out there and do what you need to do. So this is just going to add to the frustration of these farmers and trying to get some field work done over the next few days because, unfortunately, we've raised the bar a little bit on how much rain we're expecting to get. As I mentioned, we could get an additional 2 to 3 inches of rain on top of what we just received over the weekend. It's not looking good for the Kentucky Derby either. I don't know if they'll still run. I've seen them run on a muddy track before, but they have certain conditions and certain guidelines that they go by, whether they will race or postpone or, whatever. But if you are planning to be at Churchill Downs, either for the Oaks, which is tomorrow, and then, of course, the Derby on Saturday, you may just want to double-check your plans because if you're going to be down in the infield, inside the track, there's going to be a lot of people there, or up in the stands. Either way, there's going to be rain, and it's going to affect much of what's going to happen at the Derby. Parades and festivals and everything else going on. So just keep that in mind. Looking at the numbers from yesterday, we had a high of 84 officially in Bowling Green at the airport. 74 is where we're supposed to be, so that was 10 degrees above average. Wow, it felt, and it was humid yesterday, too. You can tell the moisture content's coming up in the air. 53 was our low. 50 is where we're supposed to be. 1 year ago, we had a high of 88 and a low of 65 back in 2012. No rainfall, of course, past 24 hours, even though it got cloudy. And there were a couple of little isolated showers that popped up yesterday on the radar. A lot of that came from that Gulf Coast system that was trying to surge a little moisture northward. But it is that Gulf Coast system plus a slow-moving front that is coming out of the plains that eventually is going to provide what we call a cut-off low. That's a low-pressure system that is just going to sit and spin. It has no upper air steering current, so it just sits in one place and continues to spit out moisture. And it's going to be sitting at the right place over the course of the weekend to bring us more heavy rain potential. So if you live in a flood-prone area, or if you live in an area that, the creeks and streams rise and maybe covers your driveway or, hampers you in some way, it's going to have an effect on you this weekend. It's not going to be a big flood, but it's going to, we're talking another 2 to 3 inches of rain on top of already swollen creeks and rivers across the region. For today, though, partly sunny. I think for the most part it'll be a day much like yesterday with a few more clouds and chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm this afternoon, the high at 80 or near 80. Tonight, a little better chance of a scattered shower or a thunderstorm at a low of 58. And now here's where the rain chances begin to go up. As we get into Friday, we're going to see a 40% chance of scattered showers and a few thunderstorms, but here's the caveat. Anytime that it does rain, even though you hear 20%, 40%, you may think, well, the odds are not that great. But here's the deal. What the numbers doesn't tell you is how hard it will rain. And any time between now and, say, Monday or Tuesday, when it rains, it could rain hard. You could have a drenching downpour, even though the chance of you getting rained on is only, say, 40%. So keep that in mind. 75 is going to be the high on Friday. Partly sunny, chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Then for Derby Day, Saturday, a 70% chance of rain and maybe a thunderstorm, but the thunderstorm chances actually go down. This is going to be more of just a general rainfall. But when it does rain, it'll be like over the weekend. The rain, you can hear it just really coming down hard. A high of a much cooler 62 on Saturday. Then Sunday, a continued 50% chance of rain, 65. Monday, 50% chance of rain, 65. Tuesday, partly sunny, a 30% chance of a shower or thunderstorm, 73. Wednesday, 30% chance of a scattered shower or thunderstorm, and 75. So we have a chance of rain in the forecast all 7 days. And once you factor all that up, we're talking the heaviest of the rain coming probably Friday night into Saturday morning. And then another surge of heavy rain Saturday night into Sunday. And any point in that time frame, we could pick up an additional 2 to 3 inches of rain on top of what we already have. So again, the flooding concerns, we still have flood warnings out for parts of the Green River Basin. And I do anticipate maybe a flood watch of some sort would be issued eventually. And more flooding along the creeks and rivers and streams around the area. I just think it's inevitable. So go ahead, heads up here to know the weather before it knows you and be prepared for that scenario. We'll stay on top of it and let you know. In the meantime, thank you, and God bless you as always for listening to the podcast. And that way you know the weather before it knows you. Have a great day, and I'll see you live at 5:30 on AM Kentucky.